You want to know my best tips for flying with a baby? First, I gotta say that I'm not an expert, and it's never easy. You have to accept that sometimes they're gonna cry and they're gonna be super cranky. First of all, you need to know your airline. You don't allow the same number of check bags for kids or carry-ons and stuff like that. So just know in advance, know what you're allowed to bring. They all tend to have the same norms or the same, but sometimes they can differ a little bit, and so just be aware of that. When I started flying on my first flight with my baby, my first baby, I overpacked. My bag was full of stuff, and you know what happens when it's full is you can't find anything. You have to look and look and look in the bag, and you have to take some stuff out, and you just end up being lost in this big bag. And then you have to carry it too, and it gets really heavy, and it's just, don't overpack. There's no point. Don't bring toys. They're not gonna play with the toys. They're gonna wanna play with the seat in front of them. They're not gonna care about toys, so don't pack that. Just bring the essential. A few diapers, and maybe 1 or 2 extra what you would regularly have, and like maybe 1 change of clothes for the baby, because you know it's gonna happen that the baby will either end up peeing or pooping themselves or whatever. So you're gonna need a change of clothes. Whatever you bring, put it in a bag that has compartments and that you can just like nicely see. 2 of my babies were not able to sleep on me. I mean, they would when they were sick and stuff like that, but they were so wiggly. And what to do when the baby won't sleep on you? Because I don't know why, my 2 boys, they just needed their space to sleep, and they were just so used to it that when it came to flying with them, it's just like they were not used to it. They were just like, they wanted to look around and see everything. Just be calm, be patient. And you know, you're gonna have to be prepared to try to entertain a baby or a toddler with very minimal stuff. And you know, peekaboo, or like, just be prepared in your mind. Be in that mind frame that you're gonna need to entertain the baby more than you usually do. Sometimes what I do, and I remember that clearly, on longer flights, after a while, especially when babies are able to stand up, we just make them stand right in front of me, between my legs, and like let them stand on the ground and give them, like, you know, a little book. I had a little book like that actually. Milk. For my kids, anyways, I breastfed them, all of them, till about 7-8 months. It is awesome breastfeed, because this is one of the best way to comfort them, is to feed them, because sometimes they get all flustered. But also what I've had in my experience when I had to bottle feed my kid, like last time, I made sure a couple, you know, it depends how old the baby is, but just bring a bottle of water, buy individual packages of the formula, and so it's easy to pour, and then mix with your water, and then you can ask the flight attendant to warm it up, or if they're used to drinking like room temperature milk, that's awesome. So last time what we did is, my baby's been drinking cow's milk for a little while, like maybe a month or so, and so she's used to that. So I didn't have to bring her any milk, because as soon as I got to the airport, I went and bought some milk. And you want to have, you know, 3%, but unfortunately, sometimes they only carry 2%, which to me is not a big deal for just a 1 day kind of thing. bottle, which is not a big deal, but we have found the 3% milk before. So another tip that I have is maybe bring a change of shirt, at least for you, in case like the baby like throws up or on you, or you get covered in vomit, which can happen. You know, it's rare, but you know, who knows? The baby's traveling, the baby's not used to this new environment, or the routine is changing, and so I mean, things happen. Just bring maybe a little t-shirt for you that doesn't take any too much space, and a change of clothes for the baby, and a plastic bag so you can put all the dirty stuff in if something like that happens. Depending on the size of the baby, you know, 0-6 months, I think it's great to, instead of the big stroller and having to deal with that, you can check it in if you really want to bring it on your trip. But a baby carrier is awesome. More than 6 months, for my personal experience, not all babies are like that, but my babies, I mean, they love the baby carrier, but they don't stay in it. They don't want to stay in it very much longer than an hour. And so then they want to just go and take off and walk because they need to. They were very active, all of my 3 babies. So the carrier was just something extra to have to carry. So I personally preferred for my kids that they would stay in the stroller. The other thing that I really like, and it's not just for traveling, I like a backpack. My last ever bag, I bought a backpack, and it's just so easier. It's so easier. You can, like, move around. You got, you don't have that thing on your side. It's in the back. You don't have to worry about it. It's great. Okay, something that's cool is to be prepared when you go through security. Be prepared. What I do is ahead, in advance, I put all the liquid, the little things that are liquid that I really have to bring, already in a little Ziploc bag that's about the same size as the one that they provide you. And it's all ready to go, so I don't have to, with the baby in my arm, try to find all the liquids through my bag. So I'm prepared. Oh yeah, do I have to say that you have to wear comfortable clothes for traveling? Because really, it's not going to be that comfortable. So if at least you're wearing something comfortable, it might be a little bit easier. Dress your baby in layers. Planes have a tendency to be really, really, really hot, especially when you're like, you haven't taken off yet, and then once you take off, it gets cold. So the temperature is difficult, I guess, to control on a plane. Whatever. It happens. And just make sure your baby has layers. So I always put like a short sleeve underneath, like a onesie type short sleeve, and then a little, like, lighter shirt on top, and then maybe a hoodie or something. Like, layers for your baby is great, just so you can adjust according to the temperature. Also, what I really like is the muslin blankets, those very light ones. They don't take too much space in your diaper bag, and just to cover the baby, and especially if it's hot, but you still want to cover the baby when the baby's sleeping and it's not something too hot and it's easy to carry. Those little, like, soft material muslin type blankets are awesome. I'm not a very hand sanitizer type person, because for multiple reasons, because I think that we kill good bacteria too, and whatever. Okay, that's my personal reasons, but anyways, I don't tend to use them. But when I'm flying with a baby, on planes, people have carry around viruses and stuff like that, and it's just like, it's everywhere, and the little tray in front of you, you want to, I usually bring that. It's wet ones. This one has antibacterial. It's just because planes are gross too, like let's just be honest. So I just wipe like the seat and stuff when I first get on the plane, and then I, you know, it's just an extra thing. This one here, I bought it. It was at Walmart, I think, and it was in the traveling section. So it's small, doesn't take any space in my diaper bag. It's not very thick. Has 20 wipes in it, and I've used it on my last flight and wiped everything, and you know. You know what's awesome is when you travel with a baby, people feel sorry for you, and actually people are super nice. You know, I noticed when I travel with a baby or young kids, like, I mean, everybody's so nice to you. Everybody want to help you. And I noticed that the first time I traveled with my baby. People were telling me, can I carry this for you? Can I hold your baby while you do this? And it was just so awesome. Like, really, don't be scared. People are gonna be nice to you. I can't even remember one time where somebody was rude. It's just like people smile, they just want to help you. So don't be scared to fly. You know, it can be enjoyable. It can be. Anyways, guys, I think that's it for all the tips for flying with a baby. It's never super easy, but it's always worth it. So have fun.